How's it going, guys? TacTixHD here, bringing you Season 8 of my NHL 14 Calgary Flames GM Mode series. Now I've uploaded one of these episodes, guys, in a while. I think it's been about a little over a month, so it's been a while, but we do have three seasons left to go. We have this season, then Season 9 and 10. So, as you guys can see right here is a quick look at the NHL lineup, and we are looking pretty strong. Obviously, you guys did catch the last episode. Maybe you forget about it, though. We won the Stanley Cup, so strong team, looking to repeat. As well, guys, our AHL team is very strong as well. Mid to high 70s throughout. A lot of players looking to make that NHL jump. And so we have two really strong teams. Our AHL team dominates the AHL pretty much every year, getting first place in the season. Our NHL team coming off the Stanley Cup win. This should be a good year for us. And as you guys can see, our teams has a 4.5-star rating throughout, which is very strong. It's pretty much the best you're going to get. Sometimes you can get that 4s to 5-star, but besides that, it's pretty much all you can do. As you guys can see on our second line there of the All-Star game, we have Sven Barchi making it to the game. Unfortunately, that was our only player who made it. It's nice when you have, 2, 3, or 4 players make the All-Star game. Kind of tells you you're having a really good season, but we're still having a pretty good season. I think we're definitely going to make a playoff run here. And because of that, guys, and just our overload of prospects, we honestly have too many that we know what to do with. We're trading away a few prospects here, along with 2 second-round picks for Tobias Onstrom. Gives some depth on defense. I think someone was injured at the time. And even though Onstrom's older, he's going to retire soon. We have somebody who will fill his place in a couple years. And for this year, obviously, it just adds some stability back there, making this playoff run. As well, guys, right here, making a similar trade. I'm trading a first-round pick with a few prospects for Matt Moulson. Again, I think we had a couple injuries, and Moulson just adds some depth on forward. He's pretty old, so he's going to, or at this point in the season, he's pretty old, so he's going to retire in a couple years, and at that point, hopefully we'll have a forward take his place. So, as you guys can see at the end of the NHL season, you can see Backlund actually led our team in scoring there with 86 points. McDavid only had 59 points in 80 games, so I expected a little bit more from McDavid, but hopefully he can turn it up in the next couple years. Also, guys, Vanek, 44 games, 17 points, injured for almost half the year, and not really getting the production of him we hope to get, but aside from that, pretty decent production from the rest of the team, kind of what we'd expect from them. And right here, guys, going to the playoffs, you guys can see we're playing the Minnesota Wild in the first round. And right here, guys, we're actually tied up at 1 apiece as we went to a scouting. And we ended up winning the third game there, giving us a 2-1 lead, and the fourth game, giving us a 3-1 lead. And we ended up actually winning that fifth game, taking the Minnesota Wild in 5 games, 4 games to 1. And then right here, guys, the RHL team's playing the Rochester Americans, or Rochester Americans. Sorry, guys, I always forget the name of that city. In the first round of the playoffs. And our NHL team is actually playing the Dallas Stars in the second round of the playoffs. And actually, we went down 2 games to none to the Dallas Stars. Luckily, came back, won a game, putting us on the board. And then right here, guys, doing some more scouting assignments during the playoff simulation. That kind of gets in the way, I know, when I'm doing this simulation. But there's really nothing I can do. And I believe we actually ended up winning against the Dallas Stars in 7 games. Really close series there. Beat them 4-3. And we're going up against the Coyotes now in the conference final. And we're actually down 2 games to 1 to the Coyotes. And our AHL team beat the Rochester Americans. And moved on to play the Grand Rapids Griffins. And right here, guys, you can see just doing more scouting. And I think our AHL team, like I said, is playing the Grand Rapids Griffins. And I think they actually played the Hamilton Bulldogs in the second round. And I don't think I even showed the simulation, as I was kind of too worried about the NHL team. And as you guys can see, our NHL team actually beat the Coyotes in the conference final. I believe it was 5 or 6 games it took for us to win. We're actually playing the Toronto Maple Leafs now in the Stanley Cup Finals. We got a bit of a Brian Burke matchup here, old GM versus new president or whatever he is. But unfortunately, guys, we lost the Maple Leafs in 5 games. They beat us 4-1. I was going to simulate, I would join the simulation in the 7th game, but I didn't even get to that point. And right here, guys, are the retired players. Some pretty big names retiring, guys. Thomas Vanek, as you can see right there, retired for us. Probably going to trade him next year, and as you can see, he ended up leaving. Same with 2 defensemen, both Onstrom and Giordano left. Giordano's been on our team since the very beginning. Some other, pretty big names are starting to leave. Obviously, we are in Season 8, so that's going to happen. McDavid, though, as you guys can see in our playoff points, led our players in playoff points with 23 points in 19 games. So good to see he turned it around in the playoffs. Like I said, he didn't have quite as good a season as I wanted from him. And right here, guys, we're at the draft, and as you can see, we're actually still getting a first-round pick, even though I traded one of ours away. We had to, and we got Max Briere there, so 3.5-star potential, and it was pretty much confirmed with the Silver Stars. So that's a pretty good play in the first round. We also picked up a strong second-round pick there, and right here, guys. In the third round, the fourth round, we actually got a 2.5-star player, which I think is pretty good value for a 4th round pick, especially this far into the GM mode. And right here, guys, we're just in the re-sign phase, going through deciding which players we're going to re-sign. Pretty much keeping everybody, a lot of the older guys retired, so we didn't have to worry about letting them go. And the younger core, obviously, we're going to lock up Monahan, Sheehan, our 3rd and 4th line centers. Not really sure what we're going to do with Moulson. Barchi, though, we are keeping for sure. Moulson, actually, it looks like we ended up re-signing a contract too. I actually forgot what I did for that one. Dre Sally, you guys might think is one of the top prospects, but if you guys remember, I started this GM mode you know, when NHL kind of first came out. So a lot of the rookie ratings that should be a lot higher are not as high as they should be. So kind of makes it more difficult, which is kind of actually like a new challenge in its own. McDavid's not kind of as unreal as he would be in newer GM modes, so you kind of have to build with some of the players you already have. So it's kind of giving us different challenges here. But right here, guys, I'm actually locking up the defensive core. We definitely need a little bit of help on defense. As you guys can see, we have 184, and then everybody else is low 80s, high 70s. So definitely got to look in the free agency and see if there's anything we can add to help us out. As you know, I don't really like what we're looking at right now. Obviously, losing Onstrom and Giordano, both good defensemen. I think Onstrom was an 84, Giordano was an 84 and 85. So that's a big hit on our defense, and definitely gonna have to fill that hole. And over here, guys, you can see I'm locking up Dansk, our backup goaltender. It cost me $4 million, so that's a little bit for the backup goalie, but I figured I'd sign him and then try to move him opposed to let him go to free agency. So over here, guys, you can see I signed Anthony Mantha, $1 million, probably going to be AHL or 4th line forward, but being a Wings fan, I just figured I would. Right there, guys, signed that goalie, 77 overall, 4.5-star red potential. I figured why not take the risk on him. He, you know, worst case scenario, he helps out the AHL team. And right here, guys, I actually ended up making a deal for Oscar Dansk, getting Braden Coburn and a 2nd round pick from Philly. Obviously, a huge help for us. We didn't really need Dansk because we had, you know, a really good NHL goalie. Right here, we're signing Brendan Burke, 79 overall, to be our new backup. And we got Coburn from Philly, who helps our defense out, as well as 2nd round pick just added there. Just, you know, we can use that on a further trade, or maybe, you know, we can use that 2nd round pick and we get somebody who's already NHL ready. Chances of that not very good, but it still could happen. And right here, guys, we're just signing some AHL prospects, you know, some players who I think, you know, might be able to turn it around and help us out. But, you know, kind of a risk on them, but it's not really. It's low risk, high reward. Obviously, they're all $1 million or under. And right there, guys, we trade away a prospect who I think was restricted free agent there. Gave him a qualifying offer. He wouldn't sign it, so I ended up just getting a 5th round pick for him, opposed to just leaving him on the roster. And right there, guys, let's look at the NHL team. So I think we're looking pretty good throughout. That Barchi, McDavid, Kane line on the first line is just sick. Right there, guys, look at the NHL team. As you can see, mainly mid to high 70s throughout, with a few 60s. So should have 2 good years next year. We're coming off of a Stanley Cup win 2 years ago and a Stanley Cup final last year, so looking good here in Calgary. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like. 2 more seasons will be out very soon, and then we're going to actually start a new GM mode, which I think is going to be something you guys should be excited for. Let me know what you guys thought of this one, if you think there's any trades I, you know, could have done better. And besides that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
It's the kind of beat to go.